Ladies and gentlemen, Wade Peary here for another video for Star Spangled Sports. Want to let you know about the nationally televised debut of Arch Manning. This kid, we are all just lucky to get to watch this kid, all right? This kid, the son of Cooper Manning, who, by the way, is the brother of Eli and Peyton Manning. Arch's grandfather is Archie Manning. So this kid's born into football royalty. Really, this kid was going to have some of the most hype around him no matter what, but he's going to live up to the hype and then some. He will be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play the game. I'm going to go ahead and say Arch will be not only in the College Football Hall of Fame, but the Pro Football Hall of Fame after it's all said and done. A writer from Max Preps recently said that he thinks that Arch is going to be the best Manning out of the Manning family. And those are high words of praise. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that is a real thing. I think that's legitimately going to happen. And you watch Arch play. You watch how accurate this kid is on the run. Some of these dimes this kid throws in the open field are just ridiculous. Not only can he place the ball accurately, but he can throw incredibly well on the run. And he is a deceptively fast runner, really. He is a deceptive athlete in the open field. Kind of a blend of Peyton and Eli, really. He's kind of a cross blend of both of their games. So it's got a little bit of Eli's improvisational ability combined with Peyton's accuracy. Yeah, his game last night against Booker T. Washington, he threw for 245 yards, 1 passing touchdown. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He actually had 2 interceptions. So the kid is human after all. But, yeah, anyways, he had 2 interceptions, one of which ricocheted off a receiver, so that one wasn't his fault. But, yeah, if you go back and look at Arch's freshman year stats, his freshman year stats were actually better than Peyton's sophomore year stats at Isidore Newman, which is pretty incredible by a little bit, not by a ton, but you could check out those stats online. And anyways, Arch is going to be one of the most coveted football recruits in the history of the college football recruiting process. I got it down to 4 schools. This is all pure speculation on my part. I think the 4 leaders are Ole Miss, LSU, Tennessee, and Duke. Really, I think it's going to come down to those. A lot of people are going to have their thoughts say on all of it. Cooper and the family, they've said that they're going to let Arch be Arch, and they're not really going to, play up the recruiting process too much because this kid's going to get an endless amount of attention from media, coaches, like you name it. It's going to be ridiculous. So, anyways, Ole Miss, all right? Arch went to Ole Miss. Eli went to Ole Miss. Was a really, really good quarterback for them. Cooper went to Ole Miss. So, the family history at Ole Miss is a real thing, and I think that's going to be tough for the rest of the candidates to overcome. That's why I think they're the clubhouse leader. And I also think having Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss actually helps them a lot. Because Lane Kiffin, he's a douchebag, all right? He's very awkward. He's just weird, all right? He's weird about, dealing with PR situations. And he was awkward. He had a number of really awkward situations at USC that he had to deal with. But douchebag or not, there's no denying how good of a play caller Lane Kiffin is. He's truly one of the best offensive minds in college football today. His track record as a play caller speaks for itself. Nick Saban's not going to hire you as a play caller unless you are truly elite. So Nick Saban putting his faith and trust in him for a few years at Alabama, to me, it speaks of how talented of a play caller Lane Kiffin is. You can look at his track record, and I think that to me is going to be a big thing that is going to help put Ole Miss over the top, because if you're a shitty coach, the Mangs are going to be able to know it, And I think they'll respect Lane Kiffin as a coach, and whatever school he goes to, I think they're going to have really good coaches, no question about it, because why would the Mannings want to deal with a shitty coach for 4 years? Anyways, the next school, LSU. Joe Burrow was spinning the bean for them for the national title. He won the Heisman Trophy there too. I think that Arch could see himself as being the next Joe Burrow to lead the Bio Bengals to another national championship and win himself a Heisman Trophy there. The big thing is Ed Ogeron going to last at LSU until Arch arrives? I don't think he's going to last 2 years, really. It's early for both Arch and Ed Ogeron, but personally, I'm not sold on Ed Ogeron as the head coach for LSU. He was fucking awful at Ole Miss, all right? You ready for this record? 10-25 in 3 seasons at Oxford, Mississippi, all right, for the Ole Miss Rebels. He was 3-21. 3-21 in conference play. That is a fucking disaster. To me, it's kind of amazing that Ogeron even got hired at LSU, really. I think he's the hometown favorite. He's a diehard LSU fan growing up. It's a great story. The guy has a lot of great sound bites, but let's be real. Great sound bites and being a hometown hero don't make you a great head coach, all right? Winning games does. So we'll have to see with Ogeron. Jury is still out on that guy. And, whatever new staff they bring in, LSU really should just tell Arch, we're going to let you name the new head coach. Who do you want? And we'll hire them. And then, you'll get your guy. You'll get Arch. So hire the right coach, and then you'll get Arch. So anyways, Tennessee Volunteers. Everyone knows Peyton Manning is a fucking god at Tennessee. So one of the greatest players in Tennessee football history, if not the greatest. That alone's probably enough to pull him to the Vols. I think he's going to have some interest in Tennessee until the end. And, we know that Peyton has a restaurant there. And I just think that Arch is going to be very interested in Tennessee Volunteers. Duke Blue Devils. Duke head coach David Cutcliffe, all right? David Cutcliffe coached Peyton Manning at Tennessee. He coached Eli at Ole Miss, all right? And keep in mind, like, when Peyton was coming back from his injury, who did he ask for help? David Cutcliffe. I mean, to me, the Mannings respect David Cutcliffe more than any other coach in college football. So that's going to be a big thing for David Cutcliffe. The interesting thing with David Cutcliffe is he's 66 years old right now. He will be 69 by the time Arch enrolls in as a freshman. So the question is, will David Cutcliffe still be coaching? Will he retire before then? I'm not really sure. I don't know David Cutcliffe. I don't know whether, how long he's planning on coaching big-time college football because, it'll be interesting to see. And if David Cutcliffe is still there, I think Duke definitely gets strong consideration from the Manning family. I think that if he's not there, you can go ahead and scratch Duke off the list for sure. No fucking chance for Duke if David Cutcliffe's not there. So, anyways, it's early in Arch's recruitment process. I think it's going to be fascinating to watch. Like I said, That's all pure speculation on my part. I'm going to give you a couple of guys that really stood out to me in the game last night. Booker T. Washington versus Isidore Newman. Keith Hampton, defensive back, Booker T. Washington. He had 2 interceptions in this game, one of which was a pick 6. So let's just say, I don't know who the hell has offered this kid, but if I'm a college coach, there's no way I go away from watching that game and not offer Keith Hampton, defensive back, Booker T. Washington, because let this fun fact settle in. Arch Manning has thrown 8 interceptions total in his freshman and sophomore seasons at Isidore Newman. 5 of them have gone to Keith Hampton. That is big. To me, like, this kid is a straight savage. Like, I'm thinking he's destined for football greatness, all right? You pick off Arch Manning 5 times in 2 seasons. I want you on my football roster, bottom line. So I will be very interested to see how Keith Hampton's recruitment process works. You know, the interesting thing about Arch getting all this national exposure, guys like Keith Hampton are going to get national exposure as well. So not only will it be beneficial for Arch, but it'll be beneficial for Arch's teammates. And if anyone plays really well against Arch, guess what? They're going to get a lot more attention as well. So the next guy in the game that really jumped out to me, Sterling Scott, player of the game honors, really stole the spotlight. He had a 30-yard touchdown run. He also had an impressive pick 6 for the Greenies. And Sterling Scott, he is currently committed to Harvard. I will be very interested to see if he stays committed to Harvard in the process, because to me, I think that some coaches, some national college football coaches across the country probably watching that game, they're like, man, like, this Sterling Scott kid can really play. We want him on our roster. So maybe he gets some FBS offers after that game. Be very interesting to see. Or if Sterling Scott stays loyal to Harvard, all the respect to him. Another kid from the game that was impressive, Tyrese Johnson, wide receiver, Booker T. Washington, made a really impressive contested catch in midair with an Isidore Newman defender. He's a 3-star wide receiver, according to Rivals.com. This kid can really play, man. He's committed to the Arizona Wildcats, and I can't really remember the exact play, but he made a really, really impressive grab in this game. So Tyrese Johnson really jumped out at me from Booker T. Washington. That's really the breakdown of the game for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just stay tuned to Star Spangled Sports for all kinds of different sports videos in the future. Take care. I love you. Goodbye.